Okay, so because I forgot to record the meeting the first time around, I am going to do it this time around. So here we are with our February District Lead meeting. I'm going to breeze through our virtual meeting norms, skip right to our agenda. Grading the ILP and the up and coming observation that is due February 26th. Then we're going to go through our district lead to-do list, looking forward with section 4 work of the inquiry, setting up time for the colloquium, applying for university credit, and then we're going to end with our accreditation to do, which is why we are running this meeting in GoToMeeting. Okay, so we're first going to start with the district lead checklist. Why not look from now or from January until the end of the year? I already sent an email out to district leads who still have ILPs that are needing revisions. So if your ILPs are done, no need to focus on that anymore, but definitely moving forward with paying attention to Aaron's feedback on who has incomplete grades in discussion 3, that's ongoing right now, as well as the observation that your teachers will be turning in and keeping up the grading on that as well. February through April, they're moving forward in their inquiry. I just would say keep tabs on support providers and PTs communicating and having an ongoing review, conversation about the inquiry process. And right now, I would give a heads up to the year 2 teachers to get the discussion done in section 4. It's open, it's ready to go. And, you know, we just still are having an issue with our people that wait and then forget. So if we can get our year 2s to get in there and work on it now, it'd be awesome. And then, of course, getting ready for that colloquium in May. So here's the pacing guide. This is what I use with my teachers, but I do like it as that reminder and as that it's helpful to keep everyone on track. So I cut and pasted this, highlighted sections 2, sorry. There we go. Section 2, I'm going to say, I don't know, paragraph 2 and paragraph 3. Row 2, row 3, that's better. And I sent it to my support provider and I just said, hey, you know, I'm just checking in. I want to make sure that the participating teachers have all shared their doc with you, that you have set your observations, and that everything's moving right along. And so I like to use my pacing guide as a check-in to make sure everybody is in the process where they need to be and to support people if they aren't. Of course, here is our conversation guide for the inquiry. This is definitely ongoing, you know, appropriate questions for the beginning, middle, and the end of an ongoing conversation. I'm going to point out what I have bolded here as well. How does your entry-level, ongoing, and summative assessments reflect the... Sorry, I have something in my way right now. I can't move it. See, even when I do it with no one in the room, I still can't move stuff around. Reflect, oh, it just says reflect the inquiry question. I thought I was missing something. Okay, and this is important because in the past that we found sometimes assessments are our weakest participating teachers area, meaning they're not necessarily data driven, they're just done to be done. And so this question, how does your entry level assessment reflect the inquiry question? How does your ongoing assessment? How does your summative? It helps them, participating teachers, remember that these assessments are designed to hopefully demonstrate growth or not in the whole inquiry process, in the research that they're implementing, the idea, the question that they have going on. So just always want them thinking about that, the importance of that, collecting that data and what it tells you. So thinking of resources, just a reminder that in every class there's a professional development and resources tab that teachers, participating teachers, and support providers can use. They can access if they find anything here of any need for their inquiry or anything else they may have. But you know, we try to make use of what they already have access to. And so for those support providers, that observation is to be done in the middle of the inquiry, which is really next week for my people. So I imagine you guys are right around the same time. So the support providers should have this ongoing review of the inquiry sections, I'll call them. So the PT has shared their inquiry with their support provider. I would verify that right now. I would email my SPs and say, yes or no, has your PT shared the inquiry with you? Because they should be looking at it. Part should be completed. The first half should be completed before they're even observed. So they want to make sure that is getting done. Also, we talked about a little bit about the observation. If you have, I'd get verification from my SPs that everyone has an observation set. And if they don't, what I had said was at this point in the timeline, the participating teacher no longer has a choice. It's the SP and the district lead saying, okay, he or she will be in your classroom this day at this time or this day at that time. What might be better? I guess that is choice, but it's really you determining the times and the dates and heading on in there. There's only so much professional courtesy we can give a participating teacher, and when they're not replying, not responding, or not committing to an observation, you just need to take the lead and give the date and time and be there. At this time in our time frame, it's definitely okay to do that. And in the end, everyone's going to be happier, and it'll be a good thing rather than the waiting. So the colloquium, if you haven't already, and if you're not sure, just click on this link and go in and look. You want to find your district or your school, enter the date, the time, and the location of your colloquium. I need to start calendaring these right now, and I know that you guys probably already have them on your calendar. You just haven't transferred it over so that I can see it yet. But that's important. I definitely need to be able to see it as well. And besides this link, it's available in PowerSchool. There's the Google General folder right here, and all of this info is inside of there. There's the colloquium date. So get those started so I can, in the next couple months, start hopping around the county and visiting with you guys. One of my favorite things to do, seriously. Also in that folder is the support provider recruitment. It's just something to start thinking about now because you always want to have a good pool of support providers. And we always want to use everybody, but it's always better to have too many support providers than not enough and be scrambling. So this is the time of the year to think about that support provider recruitment, maybe talk with your administration if you can, and kind of get the word out who may also be willing to step up and be a support provider for your school or your district. I'm going to read the quote from the teacher really quickly too. She says, I have found that the value of the induction program is in the one-on-one relationship with my mentor, not so much in the written assignments and discussion board. And I'm totally fine with that because that's what it is about. The assignments, the discussions, that's the program evidence. That's what we need to demonstrate and to see that growth. But that relationship with the mentor is key. And so I just think of support provider recruitment as ongoing. Hey, if you have an amazing PT and they've finished out our program, they have 3 or more years of teaching, hit them up. They may be interested in giving back and becoming a support provider. Then it's even better because they already know the program and they already did it so well that they can really focus on the relationship part of it. So going into university credit, there is a tab in everyone's class where we offer university credit. All of the links are up to date. And so currently teachers can click on the link, pay for, and start the application process with the university. I just want to highlight these bullets right here. So even if they're registering now, passing grades will not be submitted until completion of the year in induction, and we send them directly to the university, directly to CSUSM, Brandman, University of the Pacific. So Point Loma operates a little different, but it's not a big deal. It still is on us a bit to get them the information as well. Which goes along with that, you do not need to submit a letter of verification with your registration. That is requested in some of the registration. You do not need to do that. That's for other programs, not ours. The instructions aren't going to change, but I can try my best to highlight it up here. And then please note the deadlines, as late registrations will not be accepted. And I get this mentality, but they just can't do it. The teachers should not be waiting until May 19th when the course closes. The course closes, it goes away, it disappears. You don't have access to it anymore. So if you're thinking about getting university credit, apply now or set a timer if you feel like it's too early. Set a little reminder in your calendar that on May 1st you need to go in and apply for university credit. These courses close, they go away, we do not reopen them up. So something for your teachers to start thinking about right now. SPs and PTs. So our accreditation updates and to-dos. Our last meeting, your to-do was by March 2nd, you were to send out these email templates to the stakeholder groups. And after having conversations with Shive and we have 4 other programs, so 5 programs total that are going through this process, we realized that March 2nd was too gracious of a deadline to give for initial RSVPs. So I used OMS to send out the email to our current PTs, our PTs from the past, and our support providers. And then for a few of you working with other districts, I emailed site administrators and credential analysts as well. So we are still wanting the most knowledgeable candidates. We still want cross course people. They are all virtual interviews. Our virtual interviews are available for all of them using GoTo, which is what we're using now. Very simple, very easy to use. And they'll actually be real tech people there helping, not me. And face-to-face is available, but is only on the San Diego's Linda Vista campus, and it is at the exact same times that the online virtual interviews are happening. Good news that no day 2 interviews are needed, and the CTC will follow up with a phone call if needed. So I will share the link so you can see who has signed up, who has RSVP'd. And if there's someone that's not on there that you really want on there, definitely follow up with them with the email or encourage them to RSVP. Feel free to do whatever you want with that. Okay, so the site visit interview schedule, we got it confirmed, and we have, let's see, starting at 3 to 3:30, our district leads, you guys scheduled. Then we go to our program completers, the PTs, the SPs. This is all on Tuesday, March 20th. Then for our site visit interview, March 21st, that's when we get to advisory and then our site admin, which in our program are pretty much one and the same, and then our credential analysts. So here we go. Any questions? If so, give me a call, send me an email, and if not, I will see you at our next meeting in March.